for taking time for attending the first session in the day. So we are going to be talking about how Microsoft runs the Enterprise Dynamics 365 platform. My name is Ilyas Chaudhary. I'm an engineering manager. And along with me, I have my colleague here, Azharuddin Mohammed. So why are we doing this session? Like most of our customers and partners, Microsoft is a big user of Dynamics 365. And when I say big, you will see some of the details in terms of how we have implemented Dynamics 365 different capabilities and modules. Here's a quick look at what we are going to talk about in the next 20 minutes. We are going to be talking about the foundational engineering platform team, which is part of CSCNO, or formerly known as IT team. We manage the entire tenant for Microsoft Dynamics 365, which means we are the custodian of the platform, and then everything which is deployed or enabled on the platform, Dynamics Foundation team looks at that. We also build and extend solutions, which mean out-of-the-box product which is shipped. We take that, we customize and configure the capabilities on top of that and enable those solutions within Microsoft. We have a lot of telemetry, CI/CD, and the testing framework which we are using internally and which is also available in the marketplace on AppSource. And then we'll look at some of the insights and the data telemetry which we have during the demo. Here's a quick look at how Microsoft uses Dynamics 365 within the enterprise. If you look at it, these are like most of the business units or the line of business departments, as we call it. And then there are huge instances, list of the instances. These span from the sales to customer service to AX, what was called as AX for the ERP. If you look at it, these boxes here represent the name of the instances or the name of the applications which are enabled within Microsoft. Some of the big ones, if you heard me speak yesterday, we spoke about the Cosmic system, which is used for revenue processing for all of Microsoft customers and partners. We are also using it for our internal immigration management system. There are a lot of other ticketing solutions which we use for answering our questions from the employees on Ask HR or any of the processes or the questions. With that, I'll hand it over to Azhar to talk about the architecture of telemetry.
Thank you. Thanks, Ilyas. So, raise of hands here. How many people actually have telemetry enabled for their CRM or Dynamics 365 instances? No? Okay. We've got few of them have not. So this is how we quickly go through and run the entire Dynamics 365 platform using the telemetry. So telemetry, we all know, is so critical to have. It's like you're driving a car and you don't know what speed are you going to go, right? Would you drive a car like that? You wouldn't. You need some numbers to look at how fast you're driving, what's your engine oil like, what's your fuel on your car. That's exactly what telemetry is for CRM application. So what we do in Dynamics 365, as Ilyas mentioned, across these 100+ apps we have in production, telemetry is one of the core fundamental for us to enable the moment we even go live in production. We do not take any application live until we have telemetry, because how would you even know the users experiencing slowness, what exactly they are using, what kind of pages they are trying to click on, right? What are your users doing on the CRM? A lot of the times, we normally wait for users to come back with a good feedback or a bad feedback, and based on that, we go and improve it. But telemetry helps you in making sure that you are looking at the data proactively and taking actions. So in Microsoft, we use multiple different solutions to run the telemetry. The first one is Org Insights. This is part of the Dynamics 365 product. If you go into the AppSource and download this solution, you should be able to get the telemetry right out of the box. And we'll see that how it looks like. There are a couple of other things. We have got client-side telemetry, which is available through App Insights in Azure. So if you go to Azure and look for App Insights, you should see a service which you'll be able to enable it for CRM instances. Now, that only supports client-side telemetry, meaning everything that happens on the browser. From the user perspective, if a user is using Edge or Chrome, what is their load time, which country they are coming from, how much time they have spent on the CRM session. It's part of the client-side telemetry. Server-side telemetry, you will have to do a lot of, little bit of coding behind your workflows and plugins to send the data across. But then the moment you start sending, you should be able to see all the errors, right? Are your plugins performing better? Do you expect them to be 100% running, up and running, right? So this kind of information, you get it from the server side. Now, infrastructure monitoring is, although we know that Dynamics 365 gives us the 5 nines uptime, but we still would like to have some kind of monitoring when it goes down. We don't want our users to tell us it is down. We want to proactively monitor it. So again, this is also done through the App Insights. What we do here is we take all this data and then have a dashboard which is built on Lens, or it could also be on Power BI, and use Flow or OMS to send alerts, right? So step 1, you start collecting the data. Step 2, put it on a dashboard, because you can look at it, but then again, dashboard cannot be looked by a person 24/7, then you enable alerting using Microsoft Flow. And then you get the alerts automatically based on what you want. So we'll move to the next slide. Oh, I've got the clicker. Okay, so this is the Org Insights. So once you enable it for your application, you could actually see what your active users are, how many API calls your CRM is actually making. So CRM, as we know, is a huge integrator of multiple different applications. You can integrate literally any app using the XRM framework to get all the applications connected. And every time an application connects to your CRM application, it's making an API call. So you could actually see what's your total number of API calls across a range of time, and then the success rate for it. It also shows you your plugin executions. It gives you who are your active users. Why is this important? Right? Your most active users are your guinea pigs. You can actually work with them to see how a certain app is performing. You can actually interview them before releasing a new feature. Would you like this feature or not? Are you happy with using CRM? So these are your power users to say, because they have been spending a lot of time. So you right away know who those users are in your system. And then you can also see what are your failures happening. A lot of times we implement Dynamics 365, but then it's when it works optimally, but there will still be errors, there's an opportunity to go and fix them. So the Org Insights dashboard provides you that details. I'm not going to go through multiple of these, but there is tons of data that you can actually use to improve your CRM application. Okay, next up is performance and load testing. So a lot of times when we go live or transition from an old system of CRM to a CRM application, the business wants to know, how is my performance of CRM going to be like? Are the users going to get a less than 5 seconds of load time? Can I have 1,000 or 5,000 users concurrently using CRM? These are the questions and the basic questions that business asks. And then as we in Microsoft Engineering actually work towards just answering them upfront. So that's where the load and performance testing comes into picture. There are multiple ways that we can actually do load and performance testing. And there's no correct or a wrong way, but you got to find an optimal way of how you do it. So what we did inside Microsoft, running about 100 plus critical Dynamics applications, is we actually use a different method. We spin up a Azure VM, which has the VHD file of our test, which is written, and then we load it into the Azure VMs. These Azure VMs are spun up automatically every time we need to do a testing scenario. For example, if I'm creating a case in CRM and I want to load it with 1,000 users, 5,000 users, 10,000 users concurrently, I actually load this VM with my script and start the VMs, and I start collecting the data. I push the data in the SQL database. Once I have the data, I actually see it in the Power BI. Why is this good? Because A, you only are using the VMs when you need the testing to be done. When you're done with the testing, you just go and stop the VM. So it's very, very cheap and very, very effective when you want to do testing. So you don't have to do it continuously. You just do it once. We have this framework available, which has been helping us a lot. So this has actually helped us to identify the problem before we even go live in production. So in a way, you are able to detect the problems earlier. This is how the App Insights dashboard looks like. This is, again, a simple script that you can implement in JavaScript. We have the code on the GitHub. We'll be able to share with you guys. What it does is, it does the client-side telemetry for your application. You should be able to find out your user sessions, your fail requests, your response times, average page load time. each of these charts that you see, you can actually enable alerts directly inside the App Insights itself. So you should be able to spend probably 30 minutes in just implementing the script in the CRM web resource and get all this data in real time. So this actually helps you in understanding how CRM works, and then it's no more a black box. You don't have to worry about users coming back and complaining. You already see the data upfront. With that, I'm going to quickly jump into one of the example of an application, which we'll see how it looks like.
So while other transitions on that, on the App Insights and the telemetry, as he was talking, this is really a lifesaver for us, because most of the times our global users, when they report that they are having issues related to performance or page load times, it's very subjective. Like, what does slow mean? Slow means 5 seconds is okay for me versus 3 seconds is not okay for someone else. We use all of this data and insights for literally capturing like who's the user, what problem they are facing, and sometimes it could be related to the network issues or the ping net or the commands coming in from their sites to the servers, and this data actually helps us granularize or reach to that level of details where we can take the telemetry and act on it.
Yep. And then here is the solution. So once you go into settings, you would actually see Dynamics 365 app for Marketplace. How many have used a Marketplace app on your CRM before? Okay, quite a lot of people. So go in there and search for Org Insights, and then you just have to acknowledge it and install it. Once you do it, you should see Org Insights showing up in settings like this, and then you can see the data coming in right away. The good part is, if you haven't enabled Org Insight until now, the moment you go and enable, it will still have the previous history of your data. So it doesn't start from the day that you start the Org Insights, but it'll have the data like 7 days back. So it actually helps you in getting into the insights. The second one I talked about is the Azure. So I'm on the Azure portal. I just enabled it this morning, so that's why it's 10% available. Nothing is down. We'll come to the questions in a minute. So here is where you look at the usage. You can look at the reliability. Reliability is the number of calls the users are making and how many times these calls actually pass through and how many times they fail. Now, we know that every time we write code, we have fail-safe measures, meaning if a call is being failed for the first time, we try it for the second time and third time and make it work. But reliability actually tells you the quality of your code and quality of your calls that are being made. So very, very helpful metric there. And then you have the responsiveness for each of the browser, and then the browser performance itself. So a lot of data that you can drill in on the fly by just enabling this and getting insights into your CRM application.
One other thing to notice here is most of the times we have experienced cases where users are using different browsers. So how do I know whether everything is working fine on Edge and there are issues on Chrome, wherein my 10% of the users might be using Chrome and 90% are using Edge? So I can actually enable the calls coming in from which browser, and this data will let me point and then probably act on it based on the browser differentiation.
Yep. So this dashboard is not available to the audience outside yet. This is something which we have done inside. However, you will still have the hope of Power BI. What we just saw in two different windows, you can actually bring in the data through the Power BI. This is how it will actually look like. What you're looking at is something in Azure. It's going to come up in an offering. But this is called the internal Lens Explorer. What you see is availability for my app across the whole week. I can actually go ahead and change it for different times. It goes and continuously tests my applications by making sure that I'm able to at least load the application and make it to the first screen or the main screen of my CRM window. That's where I get the availability. Reliability, I just mentioned. It's a quality of your calls being made to the CRM. And then if you go down, there's tons of data that can actually show you where are your trace errors happening, right? So this is the same utility that you have outside of the CRM where you can see the trace errors. Over here, it just categorizes where are your more trace errors happening and what is the more category, right? So I can see that most of my errors are on platform SDK. So these are the errors I have. I can actually drill down and find out why is that call failing and go and fix them. Similarly, I have how many number of async operations I'm having, how many backlog diagnostic I'm running, what is the system job status. So these are all the metrics that help us in actually pulling up a lot of data and then improving it, right? The whole idea behind the telemetry, load testing, and performance testing is we provide our users the expected response time of what they need. You might actually not get it on get-go when you spin up a new CRM application. And again, what we need to do is be proactive before we actually give the application to our users in their hand, is to look at the data, because it could be a bad line of code which could be causing a problem, or it could be a bad plugin or a bad workflow which is causing the problem. So we actually look at this data and then try to fix it before we give it to the users. With that, I'm going to switch back to the So what are we looking forward? What are we planning to do next? There are a couple of things that our team has been working on from the engineering efficiency perspective. The first thing is testing in production, tip. So a lot of times what happens is that we don't find a problem in our UAT or a dev environment, and then when we go live in production, you suddenly find a problem. And users start complaining, why didn't you detect this problem in your previous instances, or did you just do it in production? So what testing in production does is enables you to run those scenarios continuously in your production, right? When you actually run this in production, you should be able to catch it much faster. Think of a situation, I've got just 2.5 minutes. Think of a situation where you are driving a car between A and to B end, and when there is no car going, how do you know that if the road is good or not? Unless a car goes and there's no accident, right? Then you think, okay, yeah, the lane from A to B is very good. What testing in production does is sends a fake car on that road just to test, is my road good or not, right? So that's a testing in production kind of a scenario where you test your critical scenarios in CRM continuously in production. At the end of the day, you decide to delete that fake data from your CRM. So in a way, it actually helps you in finding out the performance really in production itself. A/B testing. So a lot of our users inside Microsoft say that, hey, I want this feature to be only enabled for certain users, not for everyone. I would first like to see how it looks like, and then based on that, business would like to decide. So what we are working towards is an A/B testing scenario where we pick up a feature. For example, I want to show some new form or something like that, and I want to only enable for certain users. And based on the feedback, I'll go ahead and improve it and then implement it. So that's what we are working on, the A/B testing. We are also very extensively working on the telemetry data and putting alerting and adding this as part of our ticketing model. Meaning, when I get a high prior alert, I want to make sure that I send a text to all my engineers who are working on it, who are the DRIs for us. So we had one of our session yesterday on how we do incident management. This is one of the example where every time there is a critical issue happening on CRM, you will have the ability to send a text to the engineer so that they come online and work on it. The last thing is integrating the alerting with our current ticketing system. This was something which you covered yesterday in the ICM. With that, I will finish this session and then give it back to Elias.
Just last, on the closing, with whatever you have seen in this session, plus whatever we have done on the Dynamics 365 sessions, there are a few more coming in the next 2 days. The highlight over here is whatever we do in core services engineering, which is our IT. Our goal is to publish it and make it reusable for our customers and partners. AppSource is the vehicle which is helping us drive that. It is the marketplace for Dynamics 365. Most of the solutions which we build internally in Microsoft are published in AppSource as Microsoft Labs as the publisher, which is ready for you to go download and install. It's plug and play, and you'll be able to leverage everything which Microsoft is doing internally on Dynamics. You'll be able to start using it right on day one by downloading that solution. With that, we have a few more minutes if you have any questions.
What's the general availability of these features for finance and operations?
So some of the things you can actually use it right away. So the App Insight specifically that I talked about, you can actually use it for your finance and operations, as well as anybody who's using SharePoint also. So it's available already for finance and operations. So
hosted in Azure too?
Yeah. Yes.
Microsoft managed.
Correct. Yep.
Hey, how can you track your instead of using a org insights, can I track that in the App Insight
So
from the CRM?
Yes, you can, but there are certain things that Org Insights provides you that App Insights would not. App Insights is more of a client-side telemetry. For example, Org Insight will tell you what are your largest tables inside the CRM? App Insights would not be able to tell you. App Insight tells you the end user story, right? Story from the desktop perspective of a user who's sitting on the machine and then working on it. That's the App Insights or client-side telemetry. What Org Insights is something which is a server-side or the back-end data of your application, which is also still helpful. For example, if you're growing very huge on attachments on your CRM and you want to decrease that size, Org Insights is helpful in getting those details. Org Insights is helpful in finding out, we saw which plugin is failing. App Insights would not do that. App Insights, think of it as App Insights is from a user perspective, end user perspective, and Org Insights is from an admin perspective.
Is there any APIs available to access Org Insight data?
They haven't enabled yet, but it's coming up in future. So for now, it is available within the CRM, but then they plan to expose the data. But as of today, you would still be able to export the data into Excel, but that's in the future roadmap.
I have one more question. So the production testing you said, how does that work? In production, I have all the real-time data, right? So if I'm running a performance or load testing on production, how do I cannot put test data in the real time, right?
Yeah, very good question. So it's testing in production, not production in testing, just to be clear. So what you do is you're not doing load testing there. What you're doing is you're making sure, are my users able to complete their core scenarios or not? That's not to do with performance testing. So performance load testing is before you go live, right? You make sure that I'm all set, I'm going live. The idea of testing in production is, let's say you have 10 critical scenarios. One of them is submitting expenses. Just an example. How do you make sure that submitting expenses is actually working in production? As of today, you have to wait for some users to come back and complain that, hey, I submitted and I got an error. And then you have a ticket created and somebody will jump into it and find out what changed and everything. So what testing in production is doing is replicating the behavior of the actual customer in a way that you find out the problem. It is not load testing, but at the end of the day, when you have that data left in the production, it is part of that testing in production that you have to clean it up. So what we do inside Microsoft is we run a job at the end of the day, pick up this data, clean it up so that we don't end up having fake data in production.
Thank you everyone for attending this session. If you have any other follow-up questions or any other details you need, we are here at the booth right here. So thank you so much.